nothing in the bathroom. There's
Where are you going?
I'm looting the house. That's what you're supposed to do.
You picked the spot for me to go to. I went to it and you're nowhere near it.
I got distracted.
You told me to go here.
I'm going there.
You told me to go here. I came over here.
wait,
You're like, but no.
I'm coming over there now.
Are you?
I'm trying to find my way.
It's a big milestone as well. Oh
Skull
god.
for Cupcakes
We've
is
begun
here.
with this.
Did you bring me any moss?
I guess we're playing a classic game now. This actually isn't too hard on this game. Ow. Never mind. God.
Warning a pixel rose. How
Okay,
goes it?
you've actually successfully got me with that. That mirror went on longer than I thought. What? Well, this is okay. Okay, chat. I didn't mean play every single card. What? You know, here's the thing though. We unlock something. Make all your... Oh, I get a sparkly wand now. Oh, I win. Look at that, I win. I am the most powerful hero ever. Pink wand. Learned that white strawberries exist. Now Daisy, female. Daisy's name in Japan is Horumon, apparently. A second cousin who is a cow through and through. Their running speed is the same as whether on 2 or 4 legs. I'm glad they don't have the old description for Daisy. For those who don't know, Daisy's feet squirt milk when she runs. I just think this is important for y'all to know. I have heard word of this cow. This cow is important. I have heard word of this cow. Excuse me, cow. How are you? Cow. I'm so happy right now. You can nuzzle the cow. I was told hug the cow. I was told you can hug the cow. This is a full-on cuddle. I love you, cow. I love you so much. Pause. 11 people died. Wait, can I? Yes! I found what it's for. Sorry, did you start choking during that? But yeah, only vehicles. Also, does anybody else feel like that thing's missing a texture? Oh, it's a saucer of milk. Why is it fluorescent? Why is the milk fluorescent? It is cast.
Snowman.
This is radioactive. This milk is so white it belongs in a mason jar.
Ilo story.
I can't see shit though.
So happy you're here.
There, I can kind of see. Y'all know this is a lot, right? We can agree this is a lot. Like, what the fuck? Hello, 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 hello. Hello, hi. Hello, everyone. Hello, Skulls. Hello, Rose. Hello, Asmodai. Hello, Thunderstorm. Hello, Snow. Hello, Door. Hello. I appreciate y'all. Ugh. Aw.
Amazing.
Thank you for the resub as well.
_00 just subscribed to us for another month. That's 4 now.
Much appreciated. Hi, Fury. Hi, bud. You did not care that I was here until I went live. Hi, Fury. But hello, everybody. I hope you are doing all right today. It is nice to see you here. We're in Minecraft, as one does. I did fix the lighting. I know it's extremely dark here. It's supposed to be. Where'd the copper go? There he is. It's supposed to be dark. But I did fix the lighting. It is actually lit up the way I want it to be now. And should look fine across everything. We're also in a storm, which is going to make it a bit darker. Hey, Strabo. Hey, Toko. So let's go down in our hole. Go to our storage room. So I want to work on placing less glass today. That's my big thing. I want to place less glass today. But you can see I've got almost a row of pumpkin pies now, which means we are set on food. Let's rest really quick. I moved the beacon, as you can tell by the laser going through my storage room. I moved the beacon to the very bottom of the world again, because I want to do some work on the main base. But I want to show you all what I've been up to, so let me go back over here. And then I'll go on a ramble. But first, we gotta go... Oh, no, we gotta go to our regular entrance. I need to clean the ball of my mouse for a sec. A little bit of cat hair. Okay. You go in here. Okay, so I have been at work down here. And I know it may not, you may not really be able to tell. I'm gonna free cam for this. So we're gonna go down here. Glass, glass, glass. So now there are 1, 2, I think we're at, well, okay, so we've got one layer here, 2 layers here, 3 layers here, 4 layers here, 5 layers. We're at 5 full layers, and I started a 6th layer of glass. So we are getting there. So yeah, I've been hard at work on that. Hey, Fox. Hey, Cold. Hey, Amoru. But I have been hard at work on getting all of that sorted. Oh. So that has been my main project, and I'm tired of dealing with it. I now want to... My current thing is I want to get rid of a bunch more of the stone. This side's kind of fine, but I would like to push this mountain back. On this side, like that's kind of my big thing. I also did bite the bullet to make it easier for myself with doing this so I don't have to keep tabbing over to other things. I do have a build program in here, though I think their sphere is off. So that should be positioned correctly, but it appears to be off by 1 on the height, like it's not stretching correctly vertically. Because I double checked my math and everything was good. I am missing a block right there. Noted. I don't think it'll matter in the overall grand scheme of things, but yeah. So I did that so that way I can see where to place things in the future, because otherwise I'm going to lose my mind swapping back and forth. And I think y'all are probably tired of me counting as I place things. But I want to push this back, so we are going to go up here and we are going to remove another chunk of the hill. But yeah, I wanted to ramble about 2 things. I've already posted about one of them in the Discord, so it's not like you're going to be getting too much oddity or anything unheard of there. The first one was okay, so yesterday I came across somebody on TikTok who was trying to say that if you don't like self-promo in your streams, or if you have a problem with self-promo in your streams, you're a bad streamer. And I believe the general purpose of what he was saying was that if somebody doing self-promo pulls somebody from your stream, you're not very good. Which is fair. But more so, my issue with self-promo in my stream is, it's fucking rude. Like, I think he worded what he was trying to say wrong, because, like, no, self-promo generally shouldn't get people to be pulled away from your stream. That shouldn't happen. It shouldn't actually matter or do anything for people doing it. But it's still rude, and I don't want those people even showing up in my chat. You know what I mean? Like, that's kind of the line of, like, no. But it just, like, it threw me on that. The same person who did this had, Gen AI, like, I checked out their profile. They have Gen AI, branding on everything, things like that. So, they're a shitheel. But it was just one of those, like, no. No. That is not how... that is not why people have an issue with it. It's more, wow, somebody came into my house and said, yeah, but my house is better. And it's like, you can leave, you know? Like, you don't do that. But that was the start of my, my yesterday annoyances. But today, and this one just cracked me up. Because there's a level of self-awareness I talk about when it comes to, like, streaming tips and stuff. Right, exactly, Fox. That's kind of thing. It's like I don't have an issue with people talking about, hey, I stream too, or things like that, but there's a time and a place. Like here, a lot of times is, hey, can I ask you a question about your stream? I stream too, and I'm curious. Would be, I think, completely fair. Because you're also not making the conversation strictly about you. It also sounds like you're asking for advice kind of things. Like, there's ways to go about it. But, like, to me, the only real time to self-promo is, one, if the streamer asks, but that's not often that happens. But the other one would be, hey, if you raided into somebody playing the same game, going... Like, it's all about wording. Like, going, hey, I was playing this too. I wanted to see some other people playing this. I saw your channel. It looked cool. Where are you at in it? What's your favorite part so far? And you can talk about what you've done as well. But it's like, it's not your place. And that's kind of the thing that always throws me. It's like, self-promo is fine, but you have to know what it is. But if you're going into a stream and trying to redirect traffic anywhere that is not the stream that you're already in, it's rude. Like... And I mean, and this is kind of a thing. Like, if I were streaming and then Cleo posts a video, right? Somebody saying, "I'll be right back. I got to do something really quick." It's fine. Somebody going, "Oh, Cleo just posted a video. I'll be right back." Like, don't do that. Even though Cleo's my partner, like, don't do that. And I've seen comments like that happen. Specifically, I've seen it on Cleo's channel. They go, "Oh, Tango just posted. I'll be back after I've watched the video." Like. Don't do that. You're gonna get people to leave to watch that video? Like, that's just rude. You've got to watch what you're saying, you know? But it was kind of to the same point. Today, I saw a neat-looking game posted on somebody, on a Game Dev's account, and the comment was, will this be free? Did you... If you're wondering how much the game will cost, ask how much it will cost. Going, will this be free, is the same as going up to an artist who's selling commissions going, hey, can I have free art? I'm like, no. No, no. Ask how much something will cost, not will it be free. There's such a massive, like, divide between the meaning behind those statements. Yeah, exactly. It's telling, yeah, when you're telling somebody, like, you're gonna go watch somebody else's video really quick and you'll be right back, like, wow, the video that will be there. The video that will be there the entire time versus the live stream that is only there right now. Like, you need to not. Funnier note, let's go with a funnier note. There was a streamer, like, I've just been getting sent so many streamer tips lately, and it's kind of driving me nuts. Yeah, it's very much like, don't... You don't advertise other people. If I were in that position where I had the following, where that would be more of a regular occurrence, I would 100% go on a ramble and just, like, explain, like, it's cool if you want to watch other people. It's completely cool. Don't tell me you're going to watch other people. That's kind of the big thing. Just say you're heading out. Like, I'll raid people, like, okay, so when my streams end, I usually end around the time Cleo goes live, right? Like, Cleo will go live at 3, so I usually end then so I can go mod, and watch my partner, right? So that's a whole thing in itself. Now, I've had twice people say, oh, Cleo's live, gotta go. Don't tell me that. Like, even though I know that, like, don't do that. Like, it's very much a, like... I realize I'm less popular than my partner. I know that. I'm aware. But, like, this is still my job. Don't be rude, you know? But I usually raid out to somebody else. Like, I try not to raid Cleo too often, because all of you know Cleo. Me raiding Cleo does nothing for Cleo, right? Like, a raid is a, check out this cool person, I think you might like them situation. Raiding Cleo all the time does nothing to promote Cleo. Like, all of you, pretty much, most likely, already watch Cleo. So I'm not managing to get a new audience or anything like that when I do that. Right, I'm not getting a new audience for Cleo. I'm not showing anybody a cool person they might like. I'm not doing what would be typical when it comes to that. So it's one of those things that always kind of gets me, is like, you need to try and, when you do raids, you should be trying to get people to a place where they're going to see somebody that they might like. Cleo raiding me, even though Cleo raids me quite often, is kind of a different scenario where Cleo has over 100,000 people that might be watching at any given time. Like, not saying they're all there at once, but there's a huge, vast difference between the 6,000 possible people that could tune into me, right? Like, that is a drastic difference in numbers. So a conversation could be made about like doing a raid towards me versus elsewhere. But I tend to raid other channels, and then when I raid those channels, I'll say, hey, I gotta head out, I have work I have to do, which would be me going to see Cleo, but I'm not shouting out Cleo that I'm going there, right? Also, hi, Sleepy. And that's kind of the key thing, is like, if you're heading out, you're heading out. I did see somebody talking about how they, somebody said the person was rude for raid and running, which I thought was absurd the other day, but it's just, Like, we all got lives. Most people stop streaming because they have work to do. They've got things they need to get done, you know? Yeah, exactly, Skull. Exactly. It's just an audience shift. And it's like, it's... This is fine. But, like, it's important to share audiences. Hey, Fuss. So I try to raid people who aren't Cleo, but, like, I'll say I gotta go work, because it's like I'm going to go mod, and that is work. Which is a very different scenario to going, oh, yeah, sorry, I gotta run. I gotta go watch this person. Like, don't do that. But people are so unaware of how disrespectful they're being. Because I don't think they're doing it maliciously. But, like, have some sense. Nope, we don't play music by her. As much as I used to like that song, we do not play music by her. There we go. Oh, but the comment that really got me today, this morning. I was watching TikToks and there was a video showing off this new game and the person made a comment about how does this compare with Heartopia? And I just left the comment on it going, considering this doesn't do, as far as I can tell, this one doesn't use Gen AI. I think it's already miles above, right? Hey, Somya. Like, that was kind of my thing. I think it's already miles above. And the person goes, Heartopia only uses Gen AI in one part, and it's just for the puzzles. I've just been avoiding that part. I don't think it's fair to compare the game on a whole just because one part of it contains Gen AI. And it's like, no, that's the thing. The game straight up is telling you, I don't respect you beyond seeing you as profit when it uses Gen AI. That says a lot. Like, that's actually a massive factor for a lot of people. You know, anybody who respects art. Anybody who respects art will care about that. Like, if you don't care about whether or not a game has Gen AI in it, you don't care about art. Full stop. Hey, Elusive. This is a weird little moment, because I always try to kind of see the rate at which people show up to my stream at the beginning. Hey, Lapis, and this is not to comment on anybody showing up, anything like that. This is not to comment on the numbers themselves. I think this is really interesting, though, because this is one of the rare times Twitch is showing higher numbers than my numbers are. It's like, wait a minute. That's not how this works. Okay, I don't want to get rid of any of that, but I want to get rid of that. There we go. No, to be clear, Skulls, the in a puzzle is a literal, like, they used it for the, like, puzzle boxes, like, actual physical, like, if I told somebody I bought a puzzle, that's what kind of puzzle I mean. Like, they use Gen AI to generate the art of those puzzles. It is not a crucial game mechanic, but it is still something... It is still a deal breaker, mind you. But it's not like, if I were to say a puzzle in Zelda, I'm talking... this. The thing is that always gets me with a lot of these games is, like... Just use a screenshot of the game! Like, I heard Supermarket Simulator, finally, after over a year, replace their promo art so that way they didn't have to disclose they had Gen AI in their game. Because you gotta disclose that you're using Gen AI, and they were using it for their banner and never disclosed it. And I'm guessing Steam finally cracked down on them because they've changed their header. Took over a year. No, can't afford to pay someone. Screenshot! Use a screenshot! Oh, you know what? I get to continue my list of new horrible companies. You've heard me rant about you've heard me before rant about MyTipMe. We've all heard Cameron talk about MyTipMe by now, right? Nothing new there. So yeah, no, exactly, Fox. Exactly. So MyTipMe is rebranding again. But I think this is really funny because they're rebranding. If I were one of the most blocked accounts on the platform, because they're blocked by 13,000 people on Blue Sky, right? They're blocked by 13,000 people on Blue Sky. That is no small number. It's not like the biggest number. That's 13,000 direct ones. That doesn't even include the block list they're on or anything like that, which would put them even higher. If I knew I were blocked by that many people and I were trying to rebrand and do a different service instead, because MyTipMe is going to do a different service. They're 100% going to do a different service. They're doing a new one called My Social Links. So they're going to probably be a card, thing like card, but also have a tipping function, is my bet is what we're going to see. They haven't announced it publicly, but if you try to go to their site, it redirects. And I did a search, and yeah, it's owned by the same person and all of that, so. It's 100% what's going on. You know what we need on this server? We need mining helmets. I think a mining helmet item would be cool. But so I'm gonna tell you about this. I took the default version of their new account, their new site name. So like they're gonna have mysociallinks.com as their website, right? So that's gonna be their Blue Sky handle. I took mysociallinks.bluesky.social. They still hadn't claimed that default one, so I took that. And then I changed the name to say that they're a scam. So now if anybody searches them on Blue Sky, it's gonna mark them. It's gonna like show somebody immediately that they're a scam. And then the bio on that account literally says that they used to be MyTipMe, they used to be a cryptocurrency site, and they were going to attempt to do a dating site. Literally, they were going to do a dating site called Twitch Dating. I cannot make this shit up. I am waiting for any of those URLs to clear up, though, because I want to take those URLs. Yeah, Fox, if you can't find it right now because they have an invalid URL because their site URL is redirecting and it's breaking their own profile. Absolutely genius marketing there. Also, I think what they're doing might be considered illegal. If they didn't tell people they were rebranding and they shut down their site and you can't access any of it and people were using it as a tipping service, they cannot access their funds, they cannot withdraw funds, they cannot be paid. So if people were using their service and cannot be paid, they're completely locked out of being able to be paid because their service is not available and hasn't been available for over a week. With no statement from their support things, anything. They haven't made any posts on socials in like 9 days, I think. Hey, Sharon. Hey, Wednesday. Hey, Vividist. But yeah, that's kind of been their thing right now. And it's just so funny to me because it's like, you're not gonna tell people, hey, we're undergoing maintenance from your official services? You're not gonna tell people? Your website just says we're undergoing maintenance. It has no information. And it also redirects to an entirely new URL. Oh yeah. No, well, it depends on that, Skulls. I think they could have got away with it depending on how they did a logo, and if they never used the Twitch logo anywhere, they might have been able to get away with it because it's also a verb. Right, like it's also a verb, but they've really got to be they'd be treading a thin line that they would be sure to slip up on. So, I do agree that probable lawsuit at some point, but not just because of the name. Dang it. But yeah, no, it just threw me that they had that. But I mean, but like, yeah, they actually were going to be Twitch dating, and I cannot joke too hard about this. But if you go to their Clear Sky, because on Clear Sky you can see people's username history, like what their handle was, the actual like URL for it. Yeah, probably Skulls. But no, you can see like their previous names, and their first one was a cryptocurrency site, then it was Go Wish Me, and then My Tip Me. But before My Tip Me, or sorry, before before it was My Tip Me, it was twitchdating.com, or twitchdating.bluesky.social was going to be their thing. Like, you are exactly the type of person that one would expect. It just, yeah. Yeah, that's the thing. I think there is a prospect in having gamer-related dating sites. I will say this as somebody who used to be on dating sites. There's so many sites that try to appeal to niche groups rather than like a large group as a whole. And when they do this, the staff is pretending to be people they aren't. Because the fun thing is, I lived in a town when I was on this one dating site. I lived in a town with less than 50 people. So I knew everyone in that town. I knew everyone in that town, especially around my age group, right? And there was an account that said it was from my area, and it was one of those like, you're trying to convince me to go to DMs is what they were trying to do. And the reason they were trying to convince me to go to DMs on the site was literally because, oh, you're run by staff. Because you're not a real person, and I know you're not a real person. But it was just like, the only thing stopping me is I can't, like, it was just one of those, like, this is just sad. And it's like, I even DM'd them. I know you're a fake account. It's really clear you're a fake account. It's also really clear you're run by staff because you're really trying to get me to get a paid plan so I can message you. Because the DMs after so many were locked. And that was the whole point of this. Like, the town you're pretending to be in has less than 50 people. I'm leaving the site because of this. Like, it was just very, very sad. Now, granted, this has been 14 years since I used it, but I know that method hasn't changed. You know these sites are having staff pretend. Actually, even more so, they're not even using staff anymore. They're probably using chatbots to pretend to be other people to convince you to use the site. Just so that way you can pay, and that way people think there's a relationship there. Right? Like, that, it would not surprise me in the slightest if that's what they're doing now. If I ran a dating service, I would probably be pulling the same shit. But I don't run a dating service because dating services shouldn't be a thing. It's a highly manipulative scenario. Why are you not pinging? You gonna ping soon? You should be pinging. I have the durability notifier on. We're at 80. There it goes. I was like, where is it? I set mine to 5%. I'm like, where's the ding? Okay, so I need to go to my storage again. Oh, but I was joking with Skulls about this in the Discord. But there was a tip video I got, and it was talking about setting your username on like Twitch and stuff, and like picking a name if you're gonna start streaming and being a creator. And it was saying, don't pick names that are hard to spell when you tell people them, is basically it, right? Which I fully agree. You should not pick a hard to spell name if you want to be a creator. I think that is a completely fair thing. I say this fully aware that my name is spelled weird. But it is my name. Like, Cameron is my name, right? So I think it's entirely reasonable for me to have that in my name regardless, right? The thing is, though, the person who was doing this was saying, yeah, don't use weird letters in your name. Like, don't try doing weird spellings. Like, don't use a Z in place of an S, and don't use a I think of the best way to word this. And don't use like a bunch of numbers and things like that. Which, totally valid advice. I totally agree. Don't do that. It makes it really hard for people to find you. Right? Like, I think we can agree with that. The thing is, their own name started with IITS, IITS. IITS. Their name was IITS for it. That is still... I feel like my sound settings are too high. Where are we at? Enderman. $10. Thank you. 10. 10. 10. Hit you! Ugh, sorry. Ugh, I'm good. But their own name started with that. And then, on top of that, their name ended in a Z where it would normally be an S, which I used. I was talking to Skulls about this. Skulls had used this as a reference to say, like, it's Skulls would be like their name, but it was IITSSKULLZ. Like, yeah, if you have to explain your name beyond like one little note, because like for like Fox, right? It's Foxology with 2 X's. Okay, cool. That is a very valid point that I entirely forgot about, Somya. I would have realized it before I left. But like when you're explaining a name, right? It shouldn't be too hard to explain. For me, it's Cameron JK, no E. Right, like you can have like one footnote, but I feel like if you got to go beyond that, it's where you start getting really. Oh no, Fox, you're trademarked. Now you can't go into the nail polish business. Though it'd be really cool if they're actually like a really cool brand, Fox, and like if they're actually a good brand, and then you could go, no. You could partner with the nail polish brand, right? It'd be Foxology. It's like, what is this? Okay, got you repaired. Let's just repair you. Come on. Ow! Hey, Artisy. Yeah, Artisy has a separate issue of... Oh, RTC? No, Artisy. But, like, it's one of those... If you're really trying to make it a brand, you've really got to figure out a name that's somewhat easy to find. Oh, I'm sorry, Fox. It... Okay. Wow. Okay, let's go back here. Taking this way because it's fun. Oh, but yeah, like I was saying with the shape, it doesn't like the size of it to render. But you can see I've got like a preview for it on most sides. I have to face this way for some reason. But yeah, I'll be using that to make it a little bit faster for me to place blocks in the future. But yeah, no, I got really far on the fog floor, but I've got to get more end rods. Whoop. Ow. It's fine. Do that. Do that. Oh, my magnet. Magnet! But yeah, we're gonna do a lot of concrete stuff today, so collecting this will be good for that. For those who don't know, there is a data pack on the server that allows me to change up some of the recipes, make things a little bit easier on myself, all sorts of fun stuff there. So, like making concrete, I can make all from just cobble. Which is a great time saver. But we are going to have to relight this area, obviously. Doing this at night, probably not the smartest thing. Don't entirely care. I've only got 46 levels on me right now. No, I'm out of range of the beacon. We may have increased beacon range, but it's not this far. Ugh. Come on, Eileen. Hey, Beard. Nice skulls. Jesus, Somia. There we go. Oh, and just because I had to deal with somebody that I was following last night playing a cursed, and I am going to use cursed as the word to describe this game. If it isn't obvious, fuck transphobes and anybody who supports transphobic properties. Just gonna be clear on that. I want to make this statement just as a general thing, because somebody I was mutuals with was streaming a transphobic game yesterday, and it pissed me off. So, yeah. Hey, Starry. So yeah, that gets my comment of, I want it to be very clear. Transphobes are not welcome. Racists are not welcome. Bigots are not welcome. Hateful people are not welcome in my community. They're not welcome to be my friends. They're not welcome to be people I even talk to. If I find out you're hateful, I will not communicate with you in any way. So, making that very clear. I got very irritated yesterday. And as somebody I became mutuals with that I was informed of from a good person. And I don't think they knew. I don't have enough of a line of contact to go, hey, just so you know. But yeah, no, very, very displeased by this. I've rated them in the past. Long past, but the past. Anyway, regularly check what the people you're following on Twitch are playing. Is all I'm saying. There's certain games that if I catch you playing, I'm never speaking to you again. This was one of them. There's no second chances for seeing certain ones get played. Like, I know I've caught a handful of, like, mutuals playing Quarantine Zone. A lot of people don't know that has Gen AI in it. I'm not going to burn somebody at the stake for that. But if you play things from a certain IP, I'm not talking to you anymore. We're done. And I think that is a fair stance to have. Because there's certain things that if you don't know, I don't trust you. I can understand people who are not streamers playing offensive IPs. This is actually a genuine thing. If I were somebody who was more social in person and not just online, right? If I weren't in the creator space as I am, I could totally understand not knowing that certain people were super hateful. There are people who are extremely disconnected outside of the people they talk to in real life, and they don't know about these things. A lot of the people that I worked with in the factory did not exist online, really, outside of, like, having a Facebook to talk to people. I'm not going to judge them as much for not being aware of things. I will still judge them if they obviously do direct bigoted actions. But being unaware, I can understand a bit more when that is not your, when that is not an area you are trying to work in. But if you are, in this case, a streamer advocating for inclusivity and all this stuff in gaming, and then I see you playing a bigot game, you're a fraud. You are lying. You know, and it was just that, like, nope, done. We shall communicate never again. And you go on my list, and I'm aware of it, and yeah. And it's sad. It's really sad. But no, genuinely, like, I've cut people off for less. No, actually, I don't think I have. No, I have cut people off for less. I would still think it falls under hateful, but I've cut people off for less. But it's just one of those, like, it pissed me off so badly when I saw it. Like, you've got to be kidding me right now. So, yeah, that was my my annoyance. I am by no means surprised, Skulls. There is a lack of self-awareness that I feel the rich people think that they're allowed to have, when even less so do I think big celebrities should be given. Like, this is the thing. If your job, and I... Call me unfair. I don't care here. I think if you are a celebrity, and I am talking the type of celebrity that between jobs has, like, is able to easily take, like, months off, right? Like, like let's just go with, say, and because he's a great person as far as everything I know, Mark Ruffalo, right, who apparently just got fired from Marvel, or no more contract renewals from Marvel, blah blah blah, right? Mark Ruffalo never has to work again money, or had never have to work again money, right? Where you don't need to worry about the next job. You really don't. I'm not talking like D-list actors who get background gigs who basically get like $200 for being on screen 30 minutes and that's all the pay they got. I'm not talking about them. But we're talking about celebrities who have money to the point of you're going to be getting royalties for the rest of your life and things like this. Yeah, exactly, Skulls. It's one of those, you don't have to be in these things. But like, when you are that rich, you have a lot of downtime. You have a lot of time to educate yourself on what is going on in the world. I think good examples of this, and I am not saying that they are good people because I know they have their own major issues. But if we look to, I think some good references here would be Ashton Kutcher, Angelina Jolie, Paris Hilton. And I'm aware that these people all do have their flaws, but I do think it is worth noting that they did at a point, the amount of money they had, they were able to spend time educating themselves on things, right? And using that to do their voice. When you have that much money, you should be doing that. If you have screw you, never work again money, you should be doing that. You should be doing what you can to educate yourself and better the world. And that's kind of the thing that we're not seeing enough of, is these moments of, why aren't you doing these things? And it's so annoying, and I'm so tired. I'm so you know what? No, that's it. I'm so tired. I'm so tired. I don't think I need more words on that. Do I have a torch in any of these? Do I have more torches? Surely I've made more torches. But like, you have, if you have power, and money is power, you should be using that to better the world. Just full stop. Even if it's just in small ways. And I don't need to know you're doing it. But like, you should want to be doing that. Like, just as a person, your desire should be to help other people and make other people's lives better. Like, oh my god, I have money, I can help people? Because that's where my brain is. If I were ever, like, I've said this before, I want to do charity streams. Like, genuinely, I would love to do charity streams. I'm struggling to pay my bills right now. Like, this is not an understatement. I am struggling to pay my bills right now, like, regularly. Like, this is just where I'm at. And I'm aware I'm not able to do charity stuff because I would be putting myself out, and that's not good. Nobody should be putting themselves out to help others. If I did a charity stream, and this is not a judgment of anybody here, if I were to do a charity stream, I know you all would go all out on that charity stream and be extremely supportive and donate a bunch and all that stuff. But you would also likely put what some of your leftover budget is for that towards that you might use to help support my stream, and you wouldn't have that money to be able to support me. So I wouldn't be doing that. I've put this as a spot of, if I'm ever in a situation where I know I have the money to pay my bills for 3 months, where I know I would be set for 3 months, I would do charity streams, right? So 3 months safety net, I'm good. Like, I'm not worried for that. I would do a charity stream until I'm down to 2 months, right? And then I would do it again, right? That would be my way of looking at it. I heard that that was not the case as of like a few weeks ago, Cold. As far as Ruffalo goes. But I don't know if it's accurate, but I heard very recently. Okay, so I have mixed feelings on the whole donating something in somebody's name. Because while it would piss off that person, it now means that that they can go, no, look, I've clearly donated this charity. My name's on it for the money that's been donated, or like I've sent this money and then they have a record of that person having donated the money. I don't like that. Even though they can't like claim it like on any tags or anything, it's like my name's on these donations to this group as some sort of proof that they're not an awful person. I don't like the idea. I don't like the idea of donating other people's names. Now, if you go, I donated this because of this person, I think that's totally fair, but I don't like the idea of that as an overall. Hey, Feet. Hey, Big Beat. But it's an idea that's always kind of... I don't fully agree with the idea of donating in someone's name if that person is hateful. Just because I see that as something that they can spin. I mean, that's fair, Skulls, but again, I don't like having something on the record that could look at all to somebody who's not very educated on, like, but their name is on this charity's thing, and it's like, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. I don't... It's also something that a lot of people do for, nobodies. They don't just do it for celebrities, right? They do it for, like, oh, this random person on TikTok is being an asshole. I'm going to donate to a charity in their name. Like, why? Stop that, you know? Like, I'm glad you're donating charity, but why don't you just donate it in spite of that person instead? Because I see it a lot. Dang it. There we go. Yeah, I want to have a road going this way. I want to have a road going that way. This is the big thing. I want to have so many, like, roads going on in my base. And it is a matter of figuring out where all of these are going to be. Because, like, I want these, like, big dramatic spots as this expands and grows, and I need to figure out where all of it's going to be, because I want this. If we pull up in the map, right, I want this road to keep going, at least to there before curving, but it might go even further. I saw a really cool video, and I feel like I need to let you all know about this. Wait, give me a second. You ever want to do, like, a really cool rug in Minecraft? And I know this sounds like a really weird statement. You ever want to do, like, a really cool rug? I'm gonna show you something that I was shown fairly recently. And I'm going to do this with a not very rug-like block. And it's fine. I'm gonna do it in small scale, but this will work in bigger scale. Okay, right? That is our rug. That right there is our rug. Go here. It's got tassels. That's it. That's all you have to do. Yay, Rose. But like, that's all you have to do. Is that not like the easiest little tweak? Anyway, yeah. I saw that. It's one of those, that is so simple. You genius. Yeah, if you ever do rugs in a base, you can just make the rugs really, really, really pretty. Simply by adding leaf litter to them. Okay. But yeah, I need to go... Yeah, so I've heard, Rose. So I've heard. I only used it for the, I only used it for the initial, campaign. I've been doing the rest on mobile. I am now slowly just waiting for mine to finish, because I'm on the level 20. I'm on the level 20, core. Ugh. Lantern. Okay, but yeah, what I want to do is I do want to start curving that road, but only a little bit. But I want to curve it towards the ocean. So we're going to do a gentle... Well, okay. Here's the thing. I have that. I have shops there. I want to do a market district. Now, a market district, if we were to have a big main road here, you would obviously have like a market here, right? But that would be your market for probably your stuff that would be imported. And then you would have another market somewhere else. Like you would have shops, but I feel like you'd have an area or a plaza coming off of this main road. And I'm trying to figure out, I think right before we do the curve would be the best spot. So if we go maybe to here, and then we do a kind of large plaza area like here. And then we have certain shops around that, and we do like market stalls in that area, or maybe we can go bigger than that. But like, I think that's what we need to do, is we need to go straight out, and then we do that. Because, like, markets are going to be like the big thing, right? Like when you have a city, you build things around where the shopping is. The shopping is typically the center of your city. While I do have that, that is going to be the end of like the one side of the city. That is not the center. You usually have commerce as the central point because everybody wants to be close to the shop, so they all build out from it, and you try to get as close as you can. Then you get subsections of shops off of that, etc., etc. You go towards where the jobs are. Commerce is jobs. The only way you get another one is when you have factories, which I'll also have that in another section, but... I feel like my settings are messed up on my shaders, just slightly. So I'm going to take a risk. Video settings. Shader packs. Shader pack settings. Lighting. Nighttime? Nope.
I took a nap and you're still here?
Yep.
Really?
Atmosphere.
Go stretch.
Wait, there's a sun moon. Nope. Nope, nope, nope. Nighttime. Nope. I want this setting on. I want to see it. Everything got very red when I did that, didn't it? Oh no, it stayed the same. But I want I like that I can adjust the timing or the colors of that, but there's supposed to be a spot in here I saw. Moon phase influence. You? I think that made it darker. Wow, yeah, no, that is horrible. Hey, a little bit too dark doing that. Now we're hitting sunrise, so I'm not gonna see as much. I was hoping to get the lighting, though, just better for time of day, but it's not doing it. Because I like the nighttime light being a thing. But wait. Yeah, I'll have to test it at the next nighttime. It's fine. But as Mari said, it is time for a quick break. I also need to get some something to drink. So it's actually well timed because I was just thinking like 2 minutes ago, like, I should grab something to drink really quick because I am low. So we will go to town a little bit because it's a little bit safer there. Come on. Woo! Oh, that jump. Let's go. Ah, really? Really? That counted me as hitting the wall. Are you serious right now? We will be right back. Grab a drink, stretch your legs, all that fun stuff. I will catch you all in 3 minutes. You will not miss anything, I promise, but be right back. Have I disciplined the child? Do you only know how to handle if I use a gun? Ada seems confused. What do you want from me? I didn't forget that I could just throw people. There we go. Okay, I know we can do a shout out for Ellie. I have to pick and choose who I do the shout outs for because of the content, because I try to keep the content safe for all ages, and I know we won't get that from Ellie, so. There we go.
I was too busy looking at your nipples.
What did I just say, Ellie? I said safe for everybody, and I get that clip. Ellie. Well, there went that car. Oh, it doesn't want me to fight it. Now, I know you don't want me to fight it, but I want to fight it. I shouldn't try to fight it. It's too strong for me. I have heard word of this cow. This cow is important. I have heard word of this cow. Excuse me, cow. How are you? Cow. I'm so happy right now. You can nuzzle the cow. But hello, everybody. Hello. 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 I'm back. I'm back early, technically. I actually shouldn't be expecting y'all to be here, but hello! Now the ads are over. Hello, everybody! Yeah, we're back. I just want to say, and I feel like this needs saying, just given things and awareness of things. I appreciate y'all so much, and I thank you for hanging out here. If you end up going to do something else, your lurk is extra appreciated. If you just maybe leave me on in the background, I totally understand. But I hope y'all are doing all right today. I hope y'all are doing well. I don't have much to ramble on. We're gonna be. I wanna make some mapping progress because I've said this before. One of the big things, and I think one of the hardest things about like early game Minecraft as a creator, rather than as a regular player, is I have to think about how y'all are going to see my stream and go, like, if it was your first time here and you'd never seen me stream before, I need to make sure whatever's going on in my base is eye-catching at all times. I need to make sure it's eye-catching. And that's absolutely vital, you know? Having a little bit of screen tearing today. Yes, BB. Hi. Da 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 da. But yeah, if you are lurking my stream, which is totally cool, make sure you have Better Twitch TV installed if you can. BetterTTV.com. But what you can do with Better TTV is you can go into its settings, you can tell it to auto-claim channel points. And if you do that, it makes sure your view keeps counting in my channel. So just something to consider if you are somebody who lurks a lot. Consider getting that. Ba 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 ba. There we go. Okay. So that gets us out to there, right? So this is where I was saying, like, to do some sort of square or, like, entrance to everything. And I feel like maybe we do... Just trying to think what shape would work best. Because we could do a long one this way, which kind of makes sense because you'd go along the main road. We could go that way, but that would feel more like detouring people off. I think it might be in our best interest to do a decent sized rectangle, but this way. So we'll go here. Da, 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 da. Okay. Whoop. I feel like I should do something a little bit cheeky, I think is the word for this. Immediately. Glancing over at other things. But I am going to be self-serving. Because I am full of myself and totally not just because I can. Let me grab something really quick. I am mildly scheming. Let's see what it does, if it does anything for me. Boop. It's one of those days where it's not gonna do much, I don't think, but sometimes you gotta scheme a little bit. Mow. Boop, 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 boop. But yeah, we want to set up an area here. It'll be a big flat market area. And we should be able to get a good view here. A little sad that the lighting does that because I'm right at the chunk edge, but that's something we'll have to work with. So yeah, we can get a really good view of the sphere from here. Like, really good. Why did my phone ping me? Ah. Not care. I was, however, supposed to post or share my live thing. I try to do that every time I go to break, but I forgot. Where's my live post? There it is. Ba-ba-da-ba-da-ba. Okay. So if we go, so this is what I'm saying. Like, if we go here, right, and I've cleared this chunk of land right there, we need to go probably at least that area. Maybe even bigger, but I feel like rectangular is going to look better. So it's a bit of a stretch, but because I'm just trying to think, like, the best way to run a market is going to be along a strip. You're going to want to do it along the main road. You're going to want to deal with. Oh my God, phone Y. Phone Y. It was an email. I don't care about Dune. Why should I care about Dune? I don't care if it's a Dune game. I don't care about Dune. Get rid of you. Get rid of you. 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 Not you. Okay. It's dark. It's late. BB. Hi, BB. Hi, buddy. BB is mad at me. BB has been mad at me the last few days. I moved the cat tree to the other side of me, but he really wants to be over on the right side. And he's very concerned that the cat tree is not where it should be. It's literally, like, still within eyesight, very clearly. It's over here, bud. Over here. BB chat says hi. Hello, buddy. There you go. You good? Now you're on the cat tree. Yeah. Hi. You sound so panicked being over there. I put him on the cat tree. He's just like, I like it here, but how did I get here? I picked you up and moved you, bud. There we go. Throw that all up there. Got a little bit of rotten flesh, some oak leaves, apparently. How did I get oak leaves? How did I get those? Ugh. Here I am. Itchy nose! Okay. Whoop! Back we go. Ugh. Do, do, do. Eh. Okay. Itchy nose. Really itchy nose. Okay, go back to here. We go to the amethyst because that is our closest one. But yeah, so we need to go. I'm just trying to think, because yeah, I want to get a good size area for a market, right? Like the idea to me is that I want people to have an area that feels like, okay, a very good commerce section. It probably went in, and then they decided they were going to build, like something happened over there that made that the focus, but that wasn't the focus. So those are going to all be newer buildings. But people had to decide to be over here for a reason. So, I mean, we would want a market, and then they decided to branch off of the market where something was. So typically what you would have is you would have the market area, and we might have a road over here, or like a building over here where they went over and found this waterway, right? Because this is another waterway that goes on its own path. So we could have an area here and have this road do an angle, and I think that would work really well, right? And then our main district goes this way off of where the market was. So we've just got to do... We've got to pick the right way. I mean, actually... Something... Trying to figure out the best route for this, because like even then it would probably be like that, and then you have... It would go like that to the market. Maybe we curve it like that, so we're doing an S-curve. We have an S-curve that way, and then it lines up with this, and then it goes this way. Would track pretty well. Not sure. We don't need to know the specifics, but... Bup. Ba-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba. So much to do, so much to see. Bap-ba-da-bap-bap. Okay, where are we at? We are all the way over here yet. We'll keep going this way. One of the things I have learned that has made a lot of Minecraft more fun for me when it comes to like buildings and all of that is really just winging the dimensions. Like, as long as it's not something that needs to be like a sphere, right? A sphere is a very important one. But as long as it's not something that needs to be that way, you do not need perfect dimensions on anything. It's almost never worth it to do perfect dimensions. Things feel better when they're not flawless. Unless you're trying to do something that's actually mildly uncomfortable for the player. Because perfect dimensions, to me, have this vibe of not feeling safe. We got baby armadillos. Baby armadillos got announced. Let's go. Let's go. I was not expecting that little addition. Let me see. Because I knew we got axolotls and turtles, so they must have just added this. Oh, we got baby bees. Oh, baby foxes. New baby polar bears. Okay. Loving the baby Arctic foxes. The baby bees look fantastic. Camels, good. The baby goat is great. And baby armadillo, though, I am so happy about that. Baby llama, baby goat. Yep, nope. This is great. I can't wait for them to be backported. And I do specify backported. I actually have, hey Puka, I actually do have a resource pack on right now. It might be a little bit bigger, but at least I've got my data packs to make them smaller again. But like I do have let me drop that off really quick. There we go. Get rid of you. You're not gonna go in there. I'm just gonna do this. Get rid of you. Question that single torch. Get rid of the logs. Okay. Let me go grab a bunch of eggs. For the sake of this little conversation. Do. Off we go. I don't have any baby wolves or anything right now. No eggs? No eggs right now. Okay. I mean, it's not like I don't have a very large backlog of eggs. One sec. I need to double check something really quick. Do. Oh God, one sec. I'm trying to do something. Wait, is this? I need to double check something. Because I gotta make sure on a name. There's this person. Sorry, I do apologize for this. I'm taking just a moment to check something. Someone claiming to be a game dev. And I don't trust people. Seems legit, but yeah, no, it's one of those like, you know. Okay, so I am slightly looking at held messages over on Cleo's stream right now. It's not usually much of a thing that I try to look at or whatever when I'm doing my own thing, but it was like, make sure it's not spam, and like, it was somebody asking for a business email or any way to contact the streamer. Because they'd like to do a sponsorship collab, and I'm just like, the sponsorship's here. Like if you're after their business email, it's on their YouTube. You can find it that way, right? Whatever. But I look up the name. I can't find anything about the game studio. However, that username is similar enough to a developer that's let's just say not great. I don't think it's them. But it's just that moment of, is it them? Because, yeah, like, it's just, yeah. I don't think it is. I really don't think it is. But it's just like, this isn't... I don't think you're aware of what happens when you search your username and game dev. Because you get somebody who, how do I say this without getting too rough on the brain? I'll just go with, you get somebody who worked on Mind's Eye. That's the one thing I'll grab from what popped up. And you don't work with the people who worked on Mind's Eye. And I don't think this is them. But that's what shows up when you search their name. Like, I think that's just coincidence, but... Well, oof. For those who don't know, Mind's Eye was a game that was trying to be a quote-unquote GTA killer. Released abysmally, did horrible, and now has essentially become a Roblox clone. Like, it went from GTA to Roblox clone throughout its lifespan. So... Which, I mean, fair, but... Like, good on you for trying to save your game, but you went a weird route. Bip-a-dip-bip-bip. Pumpkin, 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 pumpkin. There we go. Woo! Okay. Oh yeah, no, it released to... it released so undercooked Skulls. Like the game released in such a horrible state that it was arguably unsalvageable. And the only redeeming quality of it was like apparently the main character, the voice actor did a good job. Like that was it. Voice actor did good. And that was like the only positive thing people could say about the game. But yeah, no, I don't very well, Toko. I don't very well. The main thing just for me is, just having the alert thing for when things are held. I'm not actively moderating. I think this is an important thing. I'm not actively moderating. I'm just kind of passively going, oh, hey, there's red text over here that I need to check. I've set up enough of the auto mod that I don't have to bother with most of it. Like, that's kind of the thing, is like, I've set up an auto mod, like, something just got held and I don't really care. And I'm thankfully doing something kind of mindless. Like, just breaking blocks and trying to clear out a rectangular area. So I can at least do that. I'm mainly doing that until if I see another mod pop in, and then I can go, okay, they've got it, you know? I don't like having it open. I had entirely forgot about the stream. Like, that's part of the problem, is I entirely forgot that this was happening today. I think it's not so much that I forgot. I think what happened is I was told, I think it was supposed to be Blood on the Clock Tower, and that got canceled. But the problem is, Cleo told me at 5, and my brain did not register time zones, which is arguably something I should have clarified. I should have asked for clarification on, but my brain was just like, yeah, okay, at 5, so later than normal, whatever, was how my brain went. It's like, no, time zones. Like, time zones did not register in my head at all. Hey, I was trying to save the chicken. But yeah, no, that's kind of the thing, is like, time zones can get really screwy when you're having a conversation that involves scheduling. And I'm glad, like, Discord added an at time thing, but that doesn't affect calls, right? See, the trick, Toko, is Cleo and I should pick a random time zone, like, go off of, like, a time zone for, like, Greenland, right? And then we both have to adjust every time we have a conversation, rather than we just both screw up all the time what time we're talking about. Like, add like 3 hours on and go, then, like, okay. One sec. Did that really just happen? I love when people do this. Who are you playing with? 2 seconds later, who are you playing with? Like, if you're not gonna read. Well, yeah, but you start, if you go off that far, Toko, when you go, like, time zones really, really far off, then it just becomes, you start end up telling people other days, and you don't want to, you want to pick a time zone between the two of you when you're having a conversation, so that way you're actually giving the correct day, at least. Yeah, but it's not, but, okay. So I do agree, Titan, that, like, using a calendar would be an option, but the problem is, This isn't a business scenario. This is Cleo and I having a call every night and talking to each other and all that stuff. Why would we have a calendar for, oh, hey, I'm doing a stream tomorrow at this time, really quick, just so you know. Like, there's no obligation to be there. It's like, just because that might screw with things. Why are people... People are weird. Yeah, calendars work as their own thing. For sure. Like, if you're doing things with, like, large groups of people or whatever, but... No! What? Oh, because it went in my inventory. Ha! Are you kidding me? That creeper that died gave me a music disc. Why did it give me a music disc? Why do I have lava chicken now? I don't want lava chicken. Wait, does the baby zombie provide it on its, like, that's just a thing? You're saying I deserve good things in life, then why was I given lava chicken? I've been given bad things. This is the opposite of what I wanted. I didn't know that's how you got it. Okay, we need concrete. I didn't know that. I just happened to... God, I did not know that. My paltry mercy did not go unpunished. You know what? Fair, Beard. I like the way you word things. Okay, so... Grab you. Grab you. I like your funny words, Magic Man. There we go. I like your funny words, Magic Man. Nothing bad ever happens to the Kennedys. Okay. Gotta go over here. Gotta go over here. Bucket. Nope. Bucket. 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 Magnet off. There we go. I did one too many and now it's not going to work. If I throw that in, will it update? It does! Sweet. Doesn't matter what I throw in there. I just need something thrown in to work. Bop, bop, bop. But no, I've said this before about Cleo's chat, and it's one of the nicer things. It does have issues when there are collabs going on and things like that. But generally speaking, it's one of those, it self-moderates now. I can see that. I can see that, Diane. The Katamari giving off that little trick. I don't want to pick up that pile of dirt. and junk. I want to go over here. I want to eat a pie. Okay. You know what? We need some more music. We need a little bit more. Sure. There we go. Pokemon music. Why not? Apparently this is Pokemon music. I don't know. It's an official playlist of Pokemon music, as far as I can tell. Probably going to be some credit music, some special event music, all that kind of stuff. And I know you might be thinking, but you're missing so many spots, Cameron. Yeah, it's fine. Like, genuinely, this is still faster than if I were to, like, slowly place these properly. The point is that I'm not paying attention to where I'm placing them. I keep getting stuck on other things. There we go. Magnet back on. What is it, phone? Why are we dinging again? Do. Try and reply to that a bit later. Ah, okay. Womp. Hey, Bunny, how's it going? Also, Puka, thank you for the bits. Sorry, I didn't realize you sent bits earlier. I missed it. Thank you. I had my window in the wrong spot. There we go. Oh, okay. I want to talk to y'all about something. I ranted about this a little bit elsewhere, but I feel like this is a stream-worthy conversation because it has to do with streaming, right? Sorry, this person. I'm gonna get really annoyed glancing over the screen. Oh, well, I hope everything goes well for you, Bunny. But what I wanted to talk about is I got nominated. So many of you may know this, you may not know this because I didn't really advertise it much because I didn't care too much about this one. But there's a handful of VTuber awards. A lot of them are run by indie groups for small VTubers, whatever, to try and help promote them. And the small VTubers are like less than 70 CCV, which I'm gonna argue is not small. I'm sorry, if you are above 40, you're not small. Like, if your average CCV is regularly above 40, and you're not, like, barely on the cusp of 40, you're not small. Like, arguably, I barely fit in the small category, and I usually sit around 20. But I would say, like, 45 is probably a good cutoff. But not the point of the conversation. There was a VTuber award that went on, and I was nominated for best PNG tuber, which grateful I got nominated. And I thank you all for nominating me. It does mean a lot. I'm really appreciative of it. But It was on January 31st. It went on January 31st. Okay, so it went on at the end of last month. Two of my friends won. I told them, actually, sorry, three of my friends won. I told them more than 24 hours after they won, and they had no idea they won. They had no idea they won. How do you, like... There's a clear communication failure there, right? I had skimmed the VOD to see who won, because I'm like, oh, they haven't posted it on socials yet. They haven't posted it on Blue Sky. They haven't posted it on socials, whatever. So I skimmed the VOD to see who the winners were and let them know, like, hey, did you know you won? Like, no, I had no idea. Well, I go, well, congratulations, and then all this stuff. And then I looked further into it. They announced all the winners on Twitter. The post on Blue Sky is, I'll announce the winners within the next 24 hours. It's late, whatever. Never did. It's been 3 days now. They still haven't. As far as I'm aware. I didn't see it, like, when I woke up, but maybe they've done it since. But apparently this was something that had popped up when they did the announcement post for... when they did the announcement post about, like, these are the winners, blah, blah, blah. Or, like, these are the nominees. When the nominees got announced, they posted it on Twitter and not Blue Sky, until I called them out on Blue Sky and went, are you going to drop the link here or only on Twitter? Which I think is a fair question, right? Like, you need to use this, right? Like, I think that is a fair, like, if you're doing this, you need to properly let everybody be a part of it. I only found out it was over because somebody had somebody who took part in it, which I shared this in the Discord. Somebody who took part in it asked me if it was cool to use part of one of my clips in a little montage they were doing of everybody who was nominated to shout them out. Which, yeah, no, definitely, like, that's really cool. But why did I find out from another contestant that it was over? Why did I find out from another contestant that it was over? Why was no one tagged? You would think you'd want to tag the people involved to help promote the event. But nothing. It's just like, what? Do you care? Do you care? You know, I'm looking at this. I think what might be really cool to do here, or more interesting, would be to do a... Ooh, okay, idea. So it would make this a lot larger of a market area, but because we've got a little waterway here, we could have a small spot there. Server reboot. We could have a small spot up there. But no, it bugs me because it's like, if you're going to do something that involves other people, you need to be on top of that. You should be tagging people. The moment you post it on Twitter, you should be going back and forth. Okay, posting it on Twitter, posting it on Blue Sky, posting it on Twitter, posting it on Blue Sky. Immediately, within the same, like, minute, maybe 2 minutes. But you should be doing it right in the same spot. And it bugged me. Like, I'm gonna check. I'm gonna check right now. See if they're posted. They still haven't posted. I just checked. They posted an hour ago. But yeah, no, they posted just an hour ago on Blue Sky. And I wonder. Yeah, they're just cross-posting things. They're not even looking. They're not even looking. I hate him. He's got into the category of hate. He's not caring about what he's doing. He's trying to do this whole image of I'm promoting small streamers, but he's not. He just posted a thing going, I'm going to do this thing where every week I show off somebody cool and then only tag their Twitter account. Tag people! Okay, so this is kind of the thing. So I could do this in a way where I go like, okay, this is it for here, and I go over and I go up. And we go back a little bit this way, but I feel like what I want to do is I want to go... I think I want to offset and be a little crooked here. Go down. Twitter is the default for people who have no moral backbone, in my opinion. And the problem is, people will do the argument, but it's where my community is. Tell your community you're moving. They'll follow you. Tell your community you are moving. At the very least, cross-post to both platforms. Post on both. You'll build up the one, and then you can leave the one. Go like, all right, in 3 months, I'm deleting this account. As a heads up. And repost that every once in a while. And then move on. You know what I mean? Like, people... And then people go, well, these creators aren't moving. It's like, tell them you're moving and actually move. Tell them, like, reply, go, is there any way you can start cross-posting these to the other, to Blue Sky, so that way I can still see your post? I would hate to lose them. Hey, Dreamer. But I understand to a point, but every single creator I know of that actively posts on both platforms has said the same thing. They're getting better and more real responses on Blue Sky. Less hateful comments, less people doing hateful things, and having an overall better experience on Blue Sky. The only people not having a better experience on Blue Sky want drama. And it's like, you've got to get on Blue Sky. And I'm gonna be real. I don't trust any artists that still post their art on on Twitter. I do not trust you, because I don't think you care about what you're posting. I don't think you have any self-respect for yourself as an artist if you're posting your art on Twitter when it's immediately fed into an AI by the site itself. Yeah, people are probably doing your stuff on Blue Sky as well, but it's not an official thing, and they're not supposed to be doing it. Like, it's very different when something is a TOS violation, the other one is recommended, you know? I feel like too many people have become complacent with sites treating them like shit. And it's like, you need to put your foot down and tell people you're not going to stand for shit. Like, I have really bad anxiety. I'm still gonna tell people, hey, no, fuck you. Everybody going to the doctor today. I hope everything goes well for you, Dreamer. Okay, so we cleared that. So yeah, what I'm thinking is I do an area here. I go down maybe over to here, and then we do another overlap here. I want to do these kind of, I want to do kind of a weird section, and I might adjust the shape a bit later, but the point is, like, I want to have this kind of shape for a market, but I won't want it to feel fully like a planned market, like somebody built a house there or built a shop in the market area, and then another one did, and they kind of eventually lined up, but there. Oh. I worry that may not have been the flu, Dreamer. Because if you're having the lingering fatigue and head fog, you may have had COVID. You may have had a weakened strain of it. But that sounds like COVID side effects more than it does the flu. And I know it's one of those, even if you're vaccinated for it, whatever, you would still have the effects, it wouldn't hit you as hard kind of situation, you know? So we go like there, we go there, and then we'll go here. Yeah, I worry you probably had COVID. Like that's the best spot I can put you, Dreamer, is you probably had COVID. My cousin had COVID, and actually I say that. My mom has had COVID, my mom's boyfriend's had COVID, my cousin's had COVID, my cousin's wife has had COVID. My cousin, what hit my cousin really hard is my cousin is a teacher. And what it led to for him is he's forgetting a lot of history. Like, he's literally just forgetting historical facts that has been his special, like, interest forever. And that's where his brain fog decided to manifest, was that rather than things. But occasional zone out stuff, it's not ideal. But I hope everything goes well for you, and I hope it's not that big of a thing. Maybe it's just a small lingering thing that can be dealt with. I've heard ranges of like COVID related brain fog being anywhere from 6 months to I think a year and a half was the longest one that I had read last. It was. I'm hoping it's not that, granted, but that's what it sounds like to me. I want to go like right there. Yeah, well, long COVID would be the situation of that. Like, long COVID for the most part isn't the same kind of... It's just lingering effects of COVID is what long COVID is. Where it doesn't fade out. I believe. At least that's been my understanding of it. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I can only speak to what I've come to understand. Okay, so how is that area looking? It's pretty good. I'd like it to go a little bit further. Hi, BB. Hi, BB. Ugh. My stomach is upset right now. that. Get rid of that. How are we looking on area? This is better, but yeah, like I want to have another thing going up here. Like I said, the biggest enemy you're going to run into when it comes to Minecraft builds is trying to measure things too perfectly. Like, don't get me wrong, planning is good. But going, like, sticking yourself like, oh, there's measurements here that I need to follow. Like, unless you're doing a sphere, you really shouldn't focus on getting these, like, specific coordinates, or if you're trying to do a cosmetic build, you know? Because it's just not how things exist. Unless you're trying, I've mentioned this before, unless you're trying to convey a overly pristine or horrible, like, a dystopian environment, you really do not do perfect, perfect dimensions. Go, get rid of you. Get rid of you. Get rid of you. Ugh. Okay. Go. Okay, and then let's get you. Dang it. Wha! Soon as Mari yells at me for break in 2.5 minutes. I'm gonna jog in place a bunch. Hey, Raxon! Raxon, you missed me rambling about the small indie VTuber awards. One of the small indie VTuber awards that just happened anyway. There's a handful of them. They're all hosted by small groups or whatever. Like there's one by Little Appleseed or Bappleseed on Blue Sky that went really well and had like little mini hosts and things like that that happened on New Year's. But there was one that just happened at the end of January. Except they were 2 days late telling Blue Sky that the voting was open. They posted it on Twitter immediately, but never posted it on Blue Sky until 2 days later after I called them out on, hey, where's the... I saw here were the nominee things. I don't know why you're not posting it here. They happened on the 31st, or 30th, yeah, 31st. They happened on the 31st of January. And they said that I'll be posting the results later today. When they did this. And they never did. They posted them on Twitter. They never posted them on Blue Sky. The other thing, Raxon, is when they had all the nominees for the voting to be open, they posted it on Blue Sky and never tagged anybody. They didn't tag a single person that was in it. The only reason it got shared around on Blue Sky is because I started tagging the people that were in it manually. Like, why are you not... Like, they don't care. They don't care about Blue Sky. And another thing, when I skimmed through it, when I skimmed their VOD to see who won, because they didn't post it on Blue Sky, this is the thing that got me. Because they didn't post it on Blue Sky, I skimmed their VOD to see who won, so I could tell people, hey, you won, by the way. Like directly messaging them, hey, you won. Just so you know, you won this category, blah, blah, and let them know. This is the thing that got me. Everybody on here, it was listed, here's their Twitch or YouTube, depending on which one they stream on. And then under that was their Twitter. All of them. Except for the people that were on Blue Sky, where it was where their platform, where they streamed, and then their Blue Sky. They had white logos for each category, except for Blue Sky, which had a black logo, which means they added it last second and didn't change the color of it. It was just a black logo of the Blue Sky logo, where everything else was white and matched. And then even the people that were on both platforms, it only showed their Twitter. It didn't show their Blue Sky.
Hello, parental unit. I think it's time you gave me some food.
Probably,
Go roll
Mari.
the moss over, please.
But it's very much like, if you're not going to put in enough effort to support, like if you're doing a thing that is about supporting VTubers and small indie VTubers, and you're allowing people from any platform to be in it, and you're not doing your part to support them, you're not doing it. I had tagged the video. I had replied underneath his post saying, I'll be doing it. I'll be posting it. Posting the winners tomorrow. Which, fine. You know what? Cool. Except they were already posted on Twitter. I replied under it 24 hours later with the one eternity later image from SpongeBob. After it had been more than 24 hours. Because he had said later today. He didn't even say tomorrow. He said later today. He never replied to that, and it's been 2 days since, so I've now replied to that. Because for him, it's already the 4th. And he's still posting. He's doing cross-post. He's trying to do a thing on there as well that's like, I'm going to do, like, weekly shout-outs for different small creators that you should check out. And on his Blue Sky post, he's tagging their Twitter. That they're on both. They're on both platforms. And just, he's not bothering. And it's just like, you don't care. You genuinely don't care. Like, you shouldn't be hosting this if you're not going to tag people correctly. And like, I am going to be blunt here. I think he's an asshole. Because he was called out for the nomination thing, he apologized, and then does it again on the final results. He doesn't care. Anyway, I'll be right back. We've got 3 minutes of ads. Mari called it, so we'll be right back in a little bit. See you soon. I have heard word of this cow. This cow is important. I have heard word of this cow. Excuse me, cow. How are you? Cow. I'm so happy right now. You can nuzzle the cow. I was told hug the cow. I was told you can hug the cow. This is a full-on cuddle. I love you, cow. I love you so much. I didn't forget that I could just throw people. There we go. It's a big milestone as well. Oh god! We've begun with this. I guess we're playing a classic game now. This actually isn't too hard on this game. Ow. Never mind. God. Okay, you've actually successfully got me with that. That mirror went on longer than I thought. What? Well, this is okay. Okay, chat. I didn't mean play every single card. What? You know, here's the thing though. Well, there went that car. I'm glad this guy has no peripheral vision whatsoever. What? What? I'm going to aim for the fourth square. Right here. I'm aiming right in the fourth square.
Everyone else, choose a
I'm
slot
gonna aim
to
for that
make it
fourth
your
square right
window.
there. Hey, Snow. Oh
Okay.
shit.
Let the games begin. Pick a spot to drop from.
Let's go.
Ever heard of chaos theory? Well, this is
Oh! Woo!
I am
Yeah! Sorry, I love the yeah at the end of that clip. It's so satisfying. Okay, we need some more concrete. Grab you. Not you. BB, lay down. BB's shouting at me. Like, hey! Hey! Yes, bud? Hey! That's not... Where's the Pika? I like the vibe of this song. Okay. So it should be... It sounds like it's a song probably for that was made for Gigantamax Pikachu. That's the vibe I get anyway. Woo! Down we go! God, I love when I get a really good glide out of that. Do. There's so many. By the way, everybody, if you are watching and hanging out, Twitch just knocked a bunch of you off the view count. So if you've got a moment, be sure to click on the stream, interact in some way, do a quick redeem, or just make sure you're claiming at least that little bonus channel point just below the chat. It does mean a lot when you do that. But yeah, we just lost about 25% of y'all because of the way Twitch counts view bots. Or not so much counts view bots, but tries to avoid counting view bots. So if you got a chance, be sure to click it. I would appreciate it a ton. Obviously, by no means are you required to, but it does help me out. Oh, I had an idea the other day, and I don't have the ability to do it. I am not skilled enough for this at this point in time. But if somebody were to replace the texture for the Ravagers with giant rhinoceros beetles, just saying, that it would be a really, really awesome thing to do. Because I honestly think a giant rhinoceros beetle is probably the perfect, most fitting thing for the Ravager. There we go. Doot. I really do need to learn Blockbench. I think it'd be very interesting because I've talked about the game I want to make, and I want to make a very simplistic looking low poly game, and I wonder if I could use the Blockbench files in Godot and then allow people to basically create their own characters if they want. I don't know. Ugh. Woo! Doot. Oh, big stretch. Okay. How are we looking on the map? Yeah, so see, this kind of gives the idea of what I'm after. I want like a building here and a building here. And then we have another road coming off this side. And we got our main road here. But then we'll have a small road going back through here that'll probably cut near that water. And then we have another road going off this way, right? So we've created kind of a hub of buildings. I could even do a road coming back behind this building, but I feel like a road here, and like this is where the road would have gone, and then a road there all makes sense to me. Like, the road would be here, right? Like, as a thing. Road there. There we go. And then there'll be a road off of this one. I'd want a building there, so it'd have to be central enough for another main road. And I think it would actually be a wider road for where they're at, but I'm not certain. I mean, that's meant to be a wide road there, but this would be a more run-down road. So I don't have the exact positioning of it, but I feel like maybe if I go here and go, okay, well, I want a building here, right? Like, my brain goes, I want a building there. BB, buddy. Come here. BB, come here. Come here. Hi. Hi, BB. Hi. There you go. Hi. Can you chill? Can you lay down? Can you relax for me? Can you relax? Please? I love you, but you need to lay down, okay? He's being whiny. But yeah, we do a road that way. And then we do one over here. Now, 5 isn't very far. I can do a much larger building, which I guess if I have a building here, this building here, right, would probably exist and go back. If we just talk about the space that it's probably actually taking up. That building is probably at least that deep. If it's a store, right? If we do a store here, it would at least be that deep. Like, at least, right? So a storefront would be at least this deep. So this building would only end up being that deep if I do it right there. So let's go to there. Like, that's considerably better. Let me do that. Okay, push that back a little bit. And then we consider, now we're considering how wide we want the road to be, right? This would be a main road coming in, and this is going to be near the ports, and this would still be the, so this would be the main entrance. Because, like, the ports I want down here. So we're, no matter what it is, the ports are going to need to be able to transfer things up here. So a wide road does make sense for this one. Now, how wide did I go on the other one? Because this is a pretty wide road. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So that would be there. Yeah, that feels good. It's a very wide road, but it's supposed to be. The side ones are the ones that get narrower. Like, that's only 4. But we do another storefront there. This one also is not really enterable. Now, I think this one adds for a fun spot. So this is the thing I've been trying to do, is I want to do all these buildings in ways that make sense. So this one, I would probably do a building facing this way. But it leads us into a really good spot to do a back alley, right? Because we're covering a good chunk of ground. But I can go here and then have this building here be these blocks. And then we can create a whole back alley here that the player might want to explore. And it doesn't need to go too far back. This is kind of the thing. Like, I could... What we can do here, because of the size of it, right? We go here, and this creates a far enough back that you're not going to see it unless you're getting to a specific angle, like here, right? We could go one more, but that makes this building really deep. But if we go here... and we take this out, and then we go here, right? So then we get the shape of a building going here. We end up with a bit of a more open area. And obviously this will be heavily affected by, like the other buildings we put in over here. But I would want, personally, I would want, like, if I were to do this area, right? I would have, if this building is here, and this building's going to go along the way. I would want maybe that wide of an area over here, and then we do another building here that'll butt up against this. Somehow, like, I don't know how we'll get the building there, right? I don't know how this building is going to exist. But doing this gives me an area where I can put something sneaky back here, right? I can have another building and go, oh, look, there's something shady back there, and you can have, like, some back alley deals that are close enough to the market, right? That's the thing. You want to have these areas where you only see it if you're looking, right? And that, to me, is an area you only see if you're looking for it. And we don't even have to make it shady here. We could just have it be the back of this building, right? We could just have it be like, oh, hey, go around back for this building to drop something off. But we can put like a stall here or something that somebody's selling stuff, and then you're going to go, oh, but there's a spot back there. I want to see what's back there. Oh my god. I'm chilly, but I'm also overheating. I don't like it. I'd like that to stop. Ah. Cold feet. Help. Ah. Okay. Okay. Go here. Bah, 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 bah. See, that ends up being a really long storefront, though. If I do this, I think what we do here, because we've got some depth to this one, right? We find the center point on this, approximate center point, which is going to be right here. Right, and then this is actually, we would actually make this 2 buildings. I'm just going to do this as reference, but we do this as 2 buildings here with 2 entrances. And then that gives us a good idea of, like, space. Like, the material types would have to change. That's going to be the key thing to make this really look like 2 buildings. But we do, like, 2 separate types of brick. Or we have them connected, but we have, like, clear window spots. But I think it's too wide to be 1 building. And I guess, really, I should do this, so... How wide did I get this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh no, I actually hit dead center. Amazing. I was like, that looks about right. I thought it was off by 1, but nope, had it. But then we do like a building for each of those. But yeah, the big thing with doing this as a like layout is you really need to figure out where are your storefronts going to be. Like, you could put the storefront here, but logically, you'd want it on the main road, but it depends on when the building was done. But I want these to be newer, fancier buildings. I think, ideally, this building probably, anyway. If this were my building, if I were putting a shop here, and I wanted to get as much attention as possible, but I knew everyone was coming from that way, I'm doing a corner entrance, right? Like, I'm not doing your typical setup. I would be doing a corner entrance here. Maybe even 1 deeper. Right, and then we'll just put doors here that'll be open that would cover it. And then this one here would be on this side on its own. And like, this is just to get us the general idea. This isn't even like actually the shape of the buildings or anything, just to be clear. But we would want a shop here to get the most out of that business, and then... And we aren't going to have flat faces on these, but we need enough that we can tell where the building's going to sit, right? So that one, and then... I think we do a 1 wide alley, just to kind of change it up over here. Still in a pretty visible spot, but we do a 1 wide alley, because you're not going to want the stuff going through there. You're going to want it to go between the buildings. So then this one will also do that on this side. Because a lot of it is going to be the whole, like, bring it around back kind of situation, I think, with a lot of these businesses. There we go. But yeah, I'm not sure about the overall, like, size of this building. Because the entrance would be here. It probably want to be a little bit of a deep building, but not too deep. Because this is on the edge of the rich area, but not the rich area. Right, so we do an area maybe like this. Also, let's check our lighting. I was going to say, things are going to spawn here. Okay. Creeper. Okay. But yeah, no, I'm really pleased with just this kind of layout, right? So we have a big market area, and then we'll have buildings taking up bits of it. Now, this building, we could do another corner entrance. But they're mainly coming in from there, though I guess the other road would have been there, so... Maybe we do something a little different. Rather than a typical corner entrance, we do... something like that, where it's still a corner. But they didn't do the fancy, they didn't do a fancy triangular glass. Because if we use that, or like on the... Like, we don't go in this way, we go... The entrance is just visible. Like that for the depth. And then we get a nice big building here. Maybe it just goes to that. And then this one... We go right here. And it doesn't need to be nearly as deep of a building. The thing, they can be different depths. Like, maybe this one ends up being like that and then part of a home or something, but then this one's all just a shop. The one rule, though, that I've brought this up a few times, but I always think it's important to reiterate. You do not have to go in every single building. And I think that's such a crucial bit of kind of unlearning when it comes to a lot of builds in Minecraft, because I think a lot of people try to make it so you can go in every building, and all that does is create more work for you that you're never going to appreciate. Like, if I'm never going in there, then why would I bother, right? Woo! I don't have any arrows on me, bud. You get to live. You wouldn't be quiet. But yeah, I like getting the kind of idea of where the buildings are going to be, where their doors are going to be. So like this building, we indented a little bit. The door would probably be... I hate the width I did this. Door would probably be here. I feel like I'm going to push this one back. Like I said, normally I'm not a fan of symmetry. But symmetry on the door on an asymmetrical build can matter. You don't want to go too hard in certain directions because it can kind of distract. So then we get our entrance there. And we'll decorate that. There we go. Ha! Okay. Sir? I forgot to go grab my, my door chest. I have a chest for doors. I say a chest. I have a storage area for doors, and I don't know where I put them all. You have your snow and ice. There we go. I require doors, but I also require getting rid of all this crap. That and go here. Get rid of the leaves in my inventory. Andesite. That one's gravel. Gravel. I got more cobble than I need, apparently. Why do I have an ingot? Oh, it must have been on one of the zombies. Ugh. Okay. More white concrete. Cobble. Cobble. Cobble, cobble, cobble. Okay, there's that. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's that. Take off the magnet. Bucket. Okay, bop, bop, bop. Just the whole, like, oh, it needs one more item to check it is always funny to me. Like, yeah, one item? Any item? Yep, bucket. Dear God. Okay. Sleepier than I thought. It's fine. Oh my God, though. Ugh. My overlay matches the amethyst really well. I am exhausted, though. I don't know why I'm this exhausted, but I am exhausted. Get more caffeine in my system. Oh, the caffeine. Ugh, okay. Hi, BB. Hi. Hi. Yeah. Hi. Such a soft and kind boy, as you are. I need music that, like, I know I need something to get me going. What we got? What we got? Okay. My amethyst mines are slowly expanding. Yeah, I need so much amethyst. I just, every time that's fully, like, set up, then I go do more. I also need to check my glass. I've been moving it over to the next chest, but it's not always enough, you know? Then we do that, and we go over here. Okay. Mill for the past, love forever. Okay, so we do 2 shops here. I would say we want to make it clear they're 2 separate shops. We do that one, and then this one. We're actually going to mirror these, I think, because I think it'd be fun. There we go, right? So we got our 2 doors for 2 different storefronts there. This one I want to do the doors here, but I want them to be open. So we do like that, right? This is the wrong spot. But we do like that, right? So that gives us an open door kind of vibe. Where you can theorize if they were straight here, they'd line up and touch. They wouldn't with how this is, but we can figure that out when we get further. Then we go to this building. We go that way. Alleyway there. Two on each side for this one. Get it, get it. Ha 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 ha. Okay. How do I want to grab this? I want to grab it from here. Yeah, so you're grabbing the handle with the right. Actually, wait. Do I want it that way? More of a, well, you grab with your left hand and pull it. Yeah, left hand. Okay, yeah, so we do that for those. Go over here, we have a double door, and I want these on the outside. Because we'll be decorating more of the front of that one. I feel like this building would be kind of pretentious. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So there is no center. So let's just go here. Is that going to be off center enough? I don't know. We'll have to do visual weight, I think, to pretty heavily get that. But it's fine. By the way, Twitch just knocked off another set of lurkers. Your lurks are appreciated, but Twitch tends to knock them off if you haven't interacted in so long. There's obviously no pressure or requirement to do so, but if you have a chance, do try to claim those bonus channel points to make sure your view continues to count. You can also just refresh the stream if you're worried that it's not counting or anything like that. Ads are off for another 26 minutes, so rebooting is not, reloading the stream is not going to ruin your view or anything. Okay. Dun, 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 dun. There we go. There we go. Let's go back here. And then I wanted to do a small shop here. Okay. That's not the way I want that facing. There we go. Get that. Get you. Do that. Yeah, this gives me a really good like feeling of where the buildings are. I haven't done these two yet, but they're going to be facing each other in this road, I think. So I'm not too concerned with that right now. But we really get a good, I feel like a market street here. I really, really want to sort out whatever's going on with my lighting here, because this is too dark. I can agree this is too dark. But there's got to be a setting in here for whatever I'm after, and I would think it's atmosphere. And then sun and moon, but it doesn't appear to be this. And there's performance settings, which I have on low on purpose because I think it looks better. Not you. Moon phase influence is a good one, but I don't feel like that's it. I mean, I can do this and say when it's a full moon, do like 1.5. And when it's a dark moon, do 1. And when it's a partial moon, we do that. Now a dark moon will give us normal night, and then the other ones will give us brighter. That does feel better. That is brighter than what we were dealing with, right? Because we do have a partially dark moon. I think that's saying it's a partially dark moon. But this might be a full moon. I don't know. Give me all you got, I want your money, not your life. But if you try to make a move, I won't think twice. You can have my cash, but first you know I gotta ask what makes you wanna live this kind of life. That there ain't no rest for the wicked.
Money don't grow on trees. Got bills to pay, I got mouths to feed. Ain't nothing in this world for free. I wonder how much of this band, like, I know this band was famous before Borderlands, but I wonder how much of their popularity actually came from the Borderlands 1 opening theme that they did. I feel like it can't be I feel like the amount is not negligible. I never would have listened to them without Borderlands 1. You know what I mean? Like, I never would have heard of them. Ending down and coming to an end. Over to the news, and what I saw I almost couldn't comprehend. A preacher man in cussy taking money from the church. Bank account with righteous dollar bills. Okay. Money don't grow on trees. Okay. Yeah, this is the thing, right? Like I was talking about this, like having these areas where you get kind of an idea of what's going on and everything starts fitting together. I think this is really good. It does make me wonder if I should add like a fountain or something here. Like I don't know if a fountain would make sense, but I feel like there should be a fountain. But I don't know how I would do a fountain here that wouldn't feel crammed or oddly placed. Like, I guess right where I'm standing makes sense, right? But then I would be taking up market area. The other option would be to do, like, because I could do a fountain here, or I could do a fountain here. And both of them, I would say, are decent spots, right? Like, I don't have any complaint about, like, oh, do it here or do it here. Here is a bad spot. Here works, here works, here works. As I drop the teapot of the wave can't stop. No. Like, how? Like, does that feel right there? I mean, I put it in the wrong spot a little bit, but... Hmm. It's rough, because it's like, I think this works. Granted, the proper circle here includes these. Be part of the wave, can't stop. I wonder what it's all for you. Like, that spot works. And it's not too in the way, but it does close off the one path. I think it needs to be right here. So, looking at it from above, I think it needs to be right there. So let's go and back away from this. Itchy nose. So I believe that was right here. Anyway, try that again. Okay, it needs to be in line with that torch.
There, there, there. There, there, there. Okay. So now how are we looking? Yeah, I think a fountain there will do really well, like visually. I may be off center though, and I feel like that would have been put in later. So how far off? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Versus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I need to move it over 1. Dun. There we go. Yeah, that's much more centered. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, no, this feels better. So we do like a fountain there, right? As a thing. We don't need anything else really there, but we can do a kind of ornate fountain that isn't too big. I could do one bigger though. Like I could make it 1 block bigger and make it an even fountain, but then we do have trouble centering it. If I go too bigger, then we're starting to encroach really far. I don't know. Like, let's just assume I go too bigger on this. I like how many... I've done enough circles that I can wing the smaller ones. Hey, VJ. Yeah, that feels a bit better there. Like, that gives me a bit more space on it. That feels more like it's meant to be there, rather than not being kind of established on it. So that feels good knowing that's there. We'll have little stalls, like I said, on the side. Don't need that, 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 don't need that. Okay. Let me stand up for a second. I gotta stretch my legs. I didn't stretch properly during last break. Ugh. Leg up, leg out. Ugh. When's the last time y'all properly stretched? Have you properly stretched? Ugh. Ooh, joint popped. Ugh. Okay. Woo! Feel a little bit better. I want a mod that, like, when I'm talking in this view, that it just kind of does this for me, or that my face moves. Really, what I want a mod, which I feel like Figura is the one, right? But I don't think that's updated, right? So if I do, yeah, Figura's not updated yet.
I want one that allows me to be animated. What do we have for voice now? Because we've got voice chat. Well, we've got simple voice chat. Oh, that'd be nice. Simple voice player names could be good to show who's talking. How does that actually look? I want to see this. Yeah, no, that's good. I'm going to add that. But I want to know, are there other voice integration mods? Leave voice messages. These two do the exact same thing. Voice commands. What's this do? Oh, you can do instant group. Okay, I don't care. I want simple voice chat player names, Bedrock voice chat, HEV suit voice system. That's funny. Repo heads. See, this is what we need. Look. Can we? If this doesn't, if you could make this not apply to everyone, Joe needs this. Joe specifically needs this. Right? That is the most Joe looking thing. Customizable eye positions. Select the exact pixel where your head splits. Toggle eye and head movement of other players for yourself. So yeah, no, Joe could totally do this for like the Jump It skin. This would have been perfect for Joe. Wouldn't it? Like when Joe was more doing the Jump It stuff. Like just have this applied and only put it on himself. I want to see customizable eye position, choose where your eyes appear. I want to try this. I'm gonna be silly. We're gonna be silly for a little bit because I think we need some whimsy right now. So let's reboot the game. We're gonna check out some whimsy. But no, I think it would have been perfect for Joe to use last season when he was doing the Jump It stuff, right? Because then he could actually be flapping as he talked really easily there. Do 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 do. There we go. Okay, let's see how cursed this is. Hello. Okay, wait. So I'm unmuted. There it is. It's just in there. But now my little icon is missing. Where's my okay? The top of my head is doing it for my helmet, which is funny. But I'm missing my voice mod buttons. Oh wait, no, that's because I'm in. It's because I'm in that mode. Okay, so there it is. Let's do the closer one. So right now when I talk, it's doing that. Okay, but if I go into we can adjust the head. So the split. So I can disable the animations, but that is all of them. I want press to center your eyes. I want there and there, right? So now why it's funny. I think it's an issue with actually I bet it's probably this causing a problem. because of the player animation, so it's just not gonna work. But now I'm guessing, yeah. Is this cursed? Is this form of talking cursed, everybody? How do I look? Oh my god. I can't even, like, I have no response to what's happening here, other than this is happening here. And that is what you're gonna get. Now the eye tracking I don't understand, because that doesn't appear to be doing anything. No, I want it there, and I want to get rid of the... Does that work? Oh. Well, that's terrifying. That's definitely what is it shader related? I think it's shader related. I believe that was shader related because if I turned off shaders we could see, but that's nightmare fuel. So I'm just gonna... Oh, okay, so that was part of it. So it was supposed to be there. There we go. Oh, thank you for the follow. Yeah, that's cursed, but if I turn that off... I don't know what's going on with the center eyes thing, though. Like, it feels like there's arrows on here, but I can barely see, like, there and there, left eye, right eye, I assume is what that is, but I want that area. Okay, wait. Is this what I'm doing wrong? So we do that, and then I do this. And then I do that. That feels right, but it's still not moving. And I don't know if that's something I'm not seeing. I don't know. Oh, wait, I turned off the... That's because I turned this off. Nope, I don't understand. I don't understand. I thought it was silly. I thought it would have been fun. It's not working. Oh. Yeah, I know you can't do it right now. It's fine. We'll figure that out after. Oh, it's so cursed though. Let's turn that back off. Okay. Anyway, I didn't realize... Wait. Has that always been happening? Why are my ears so beautifully far back? What? What? Why are my... I mean, I'm not complaining, but... Why are my ears... What is going on? When did that start happening? When the hell? I don't understand. I'm assuming that is a bug related to the repo heads. I am going to uninstall the repo heads. Because that ain't right. that ain't supposed to do that. Simply put, that ain't supposed to do that. Do 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 do. Nope. There it is. Like, where's my game? We'll all float on, okay. and we'll all float on. Do 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 do. Ah, itchy nose. Okay. Okay. Are my ears fixed? Yeah, that was repo. The repo heads did that to my ears. Okay. It's fine. Let's see. There we go. There we go. Up, 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 up. But yeah, this should at least give us a good like visual of how like this area will sit when we start filling in some of these walls, right? Like you get a decent idea of the visual weight of everything. The fountain feels a bit tall to me. Like I feel like I'm probably gonna do a shorter like slab height and then lower this. Because fountains are not typically that high. Especially that, I mean, arguably this is like over 3 foot high here. So that's not really where you would want it to be. Also, I'm doing this like you're going to be able to go into these buildings. You might be able to see into them or have like some window areas, but you're not necessarily going to be able to go into the stores. Some of them you might, some of them you might not. Well, I should say, some of them you will, but the majority of them you're probably not intended to enter. Like, more of it's going to be like this, where it's not even actually an enterable building. Because again, you shouldn't be able to go into every building. Like, that's not... Like, it's neat to be able to, but I think there's an importance to not being able to go in, not being able to enter, not knowing what's in a place that isn't yours, right? I think the shops are going to be more likely to have it, but...
Hey Cam, I
Yeah.
have something to tell you.
Yeah.
I think I forgot what I was going to say.
I love
Can we
Mari's
take a
little...
break so I can remember?
I mean, we could. Should we? Should we step away for a moment for Mari's sake? No, but jokes aside, we will step away for a little bit. It is, we've been going for quite a while. And we've, well, no, we've got 30 minutes left that we should do. Yeah, I'm gonna manually run a shorter commercial. So we'll be right back. I'm going to aim for the fourth square right here. I'm aiming right in the fourth square.
Everyone else, choose a slot
Gonna aim
to
for that
make it
fourth
your
square right
window.
there. Hey, Snow. Oh
Okay.
shit.
Let the games begin. Pick a spot to drop from.
Let's go.
Ever heard of chaos theory? Well, this is
Oh! Woo!
Oh, I am filled with rage about the whole nobody dying thing.
Yeah! I'm going with the battle nuns. Let's watch the fight. 40% chance. The bell rings. The battle nuns leap forward. Her sword flashing. The gladiators. Blah 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 blah. Blah 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 blah. Words mouth make word go blah blah blah. Okay. Mari, did you start choking during that?
All right already. I've just gotta beat him, yeah?
That's right! Thank you so much!
Thank you so much! I love you! I love you so much!
Real handful.
Look over
fine.
there! Royal Army tanks!
This is far too many.
I'm sorry, did I just...
Yes, you teleported through. What the? You're still clipping through it.
Uh...
I can't get in your truck. Oh. Where'd the truck go? Well, it's not below.
And it didn't break. Like, if it broke, it would have exploded. Where? I'm back. Hello. I'm in the floor, apparently. My camera's in the floor. Hello. Why am I down here? But hello. So, okay. Hey, Fuji. So I am complaining slightly. I'm gonna complain slightly. Somebody had replied to the person had replied to my post saying that if you allow game devs to get away with using AI for little things but continue playing the game and just get mad about that one thing, I don't think you care about artists, and because it shows that they don't care and that you are nothing more than money to them. And I think that is a completely fair assessment. The person replied saying, "I think you're exaggerating a lot here." It's like, and they go, it's more useful if we just spend our time complaining about it and avoid those sections of the game. It's like, no, because you're still funding them. They're not gonna care if they're still getting the funding. Like, you need to cut all ties with companies using Gen AI to put anything to replace any artist. Like, just full stop. There's no. So I just replied to them saying, I don't think you actually care about artists. If Gen AI is not a deal breaker for you, I don't think you actually care about artists, especially when it comes to blatant art assets being replaced. So it's just, A lot of people are on my nerves lately. Thankfully, they're strangers with anime avatars. Nothing wrong with having an anime avatar, but you know how there's nothing wrong with having an anime avatar, but it's always an anime avatar. Every time, it's always an anime avatar, and I feel like that needs to be acknowledged. I will say this, though. I do believe that somebody is less likely to care about art as a whole if their avatar is a popular anime character. This isn't to say that they don't care about art, but I do believe that you are less likely to really care that much about art if you are using screenshots from an anime and not like even like special feature art, right? Like, if you're using a screenshot from an anime, unless it's like as a meme thing, I don't entirely feel like you're somebody who does support artists, because you're not even after the things that they're doing to really push art. You're after the little footnotes. I would be happy to be wrong, but that seems to be the experience most of the time, where it's not even, look at this cool art I found, it's a screenshot from anime. Like, okay. Now, if I were this building, if I were this building, where would I want the entrance? I feel like I would, because I said I was going to put a road this way. I feel like it would still be over here. So let's go like that. And we'll just do that for now.
Let's check our light levels, see if anything's going to spawn here. Hopefully not, but... Okay, we do need to get up there. Place down a handful of torches, get them further away from everything. I love this tree in the shop. There we go. That tree can stay. These ones probably need to back off a bit. Okay. You know, I didn't even realize I wasn't even using the magnet. Do. Okay. Let's do a fly around. It's very open. Like I am gonna have to clutter the hell out of it in order for this to not feel bad. Because that's the one thing to me. I don't like open spaces. I don't like areas with visual dead space. And this is a lot of visual dead space. But I want to put like little like market stalls and stuff here. Maybe some sort of carriage, drawn carriage. Hi, BB. BB reached over and tapped me. But like, just one like a cart, like a horse cart, maybe kind of set up on one of these spots. That would be like coming in through here would give the idea, or actually, well, they'd be coming from here probably. Though I haven't decided where I want to do farmland, right? Which I could go either way. Because I've got a river on both sides. We're going to have a port there, though, right? Now we could do farmland this way, which does lead over towards the meadow, which kind of makes sense. But this area is going to be more rich, and I don't feel like the rich would want to be near the farms. Mainly because of, like, fertilizer, manure, whatnot. I feel like they're not going to want to be that way. So over here probably makes the most sense. So we go along this way for farms and do, like, big wheat fields and stuff like that. Because, like I said, we want a port over here along this edge. So we'll have our port going here, and then probably the farm is going to be a big chunk of this land. Which I think will work, but it's just a lot, right? Anyway, I want to go over here. Do-do. Okay. But yeah, if we were to do a farm that way, right? Now, we could have it come off the road that's going to go this way, because the road's going to go here and go that way. And I think we'll have one go that way, but I feel like we should also probably have... Because we're going to have a road coming out this way that goes towards this water. It's not ideal. But I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna do a bit of a. I think it'd be good. Thank you for loading there. Will we load this for me? No, we're not gonna load that. We do a man-made bit of a river here. So this river gets to continue, but we do a bit of a man-made spot there. And then we take this area over here, right? We take this. And we consider that non-existent. So that would allow us to have our road that we've got here, which right now is very wide. I'll be narrowing this with more building and whatnot, because yeah, that is far too big of a section here. Maybe we go. Go there. Ugh. That gets it narrower. That's still too wide. Maybe this will just be, that'll be the entrance to that building, and then maybe we have this is just a separate building here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's more than wide enough right there. Right, like, that's a big building right there. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 3, 4, 5, 6. But we could also make this building, because of its location, we could make this building like a maybe like it's an adventurers guild or something right here, coming off the market area. It would make sense to have it near the market, because you're going to have a lot of people going in and doing business in different spots. So having it directly there where they could be selling things pretty quickly would make sense. Though it almost wouldn't probably be for that, so maybe it would be over there. But we can do some big buildings. We can have some sort of, maybe this is a fancier one. Do a lot of those little areas. But the point is, we'll have a road going this way. Right, so that might not be the best height for it. We might go, but it should be about there. We'll have a road going out, right? And then that'll curve towards the farms and have its own path, but I can have it go across that waterway. I may have gone too far straightforward though with this. Like, genuinely, I believe I've gone too far in a straight line that way. But we'll kind of see where that ends up after I get. Here we go. Bing! Okay, get rid of you. Get rid of you. Oh, Lee, while you were at work today, they announced baby armadillos. Baby armadillos, baby bees, baby foxes. All got added to this new snapshot. And yeah, I'm here for the camels as well. I'm really glad they're doing it. I know a lot of people are like whining. Like, oh, it's not that, like, it's such a minor thing, like, Is it though? Like that's kind of amazing, and I'm glad they added in a way to keep them from like they added a way that you can keep them as little ones, and I think that's huge. But I think the people who are complaining need to relax. But yeah, I'm very excited for them. We do have, for those unaware, we do have golden dandelions on this server, but we do not have the ability to place them on the ground. Though if I saw it correctly, I believe it's a rewrite of a music disc, which means you could put a golden dandelion in a jukebox. And I think it plays 13. Which oop. Burp, burp, burp. Ugh. There's so much. I'm out of range of my beacon. I should have ideally like built another beacon over this way, but I did not bother. There we go. Cover the hole. Cover the hole. Oh, wrong button. I wanted to see the map. So yeah, if I do this area here, right, then I can curve this road over this way. I don't want to curve it too fast, so it'd probably go across this water, which I'll end up filling in this waterway. Or covering up the waterway. Probably both, which is going to be a little annoying, but cover that up and then have a path go along this way, which is why I'd want a river, man-made river, probably going through here or here to reconnect these two. Probably just remove this chunk of this island, to be honest. But do that. And then that will allow me to do a bunch of farmland over here. Which I think will work really well. Do. I'm really glad I've got like a project that I'm enjoying designing and working on though, because I haven't had that in a while. And while it may not be the same type of creative my brain fully needs, it is giving me something that I feel driven to do, which I haven't had in quite a bit, so. There we go. So yeah, we'll have a road going off that way. We'll have a road going off this way. We'll have like we'll have a couple offshoots here, but we're gonna have a main offshoot there. Have a main offshoot there. We'll have other offshoots off this main road whenever we need them. That'll probably be smaller, but like getting the main roads shoved in there feels really important. Ugh. To actually get kind of an idea of what we're doing, right? Burn it. Let's see, how many more? I don't know how much more white concrete I have. I'd like to get through all of that. There we go. Did it? Did it? Did it? Okay. Dee-nee-nee-nee. Woo! I heard a dog. I know there is a dog near where I'm at, but... Do-do-do-do. There we go. Get that. I need to empty my inventory. A matter of time. There we go. Throw that down. Go over here. Up here. There we go. Remove that tree because I didn't want it in the first place. No idea what building's going to go here, but I know I want a building there. Get rid of that tree. Okay. Let's go drop off some of the crap. God, I love getting those giant jumps. It's like, I don't know how I got it, but I got it. And then I take damage in a ridiculous way. Woo! But yeah, we'll go through and we'll do like little things like this to really get the shape, and then we'll start. We'll eventually reach the point where we're just grabbing a building and going, all right, we're doing the facade on this one. We're doing the facade on this one. And then some days it'll be, you know what, we're going to do the interior of this one. And cobble in there. Take our magnet off. This doesn't entirely matter what's in here. We'll throw some logs in. Throw the sticks in, because why not? And then get rid of you, and you, and you, and you. I think andesite's this one. Get rid of that. Get rid of that one single lantern where everybody can judge me for throwing away a lantern. But no, I'm very pleased with the like, it's not the most substantial of work today, I don't think, but I feel really good about getting that much sorted. I feel like I should probably add another share stone over there just so I can move around my base faster. Because we've got a share stone there, we've got a share stone in my storage. I need another share stone. I'll be removing share stones once my base is further along. Once it's further along, but I think for the time being, having share stones so I can move quickly throughout my base is probably a good idea. I still will probably not use them most of the time. But there we go. Go here. Because, like, being able to go from my storage to here, it's like, oh, cool, I saved a bit of time, right? Do, 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 do. But yeah, we'll go all the way over here. I think for the time being, we'll put it, I guess, right here, because this is an entrance. Go to the market. Put that at the top. Overlook is at the top. Glass is next. Market. Yeah, no, they're not in alphabetical order, but these are farms. Well, theoretical farms. Bastion's not, but it's the same idea. And then, actually, Bastion, because it's not a farm, can go down there. So one of the things that got me is I did decide, I mentioned this before, I did decide to install a mod that lets me see the render sphere for things. And it doesn't like to load a lot of the time. I think shaders are part of this as well. Oh, I didn't even have them on there. See, now they're on. But I have a, you're going to see it if I get to the right spot. Yeah, there. It just doesn't like to show all the time. There. So I don't know how good it's going to be if I can't get it to properly show. Like, why is it only showing when I'm walking, right? Like, what even? But yeah, this. So I can see where, if I stay here. So I can do this. The problem I run into, one, it unloads. But it also says that I'm on the wrong layer, and I know I'm not. Like, it's trying to argue, like, oh, that's not where you need to be. So I might have to grab a different one. I'm not sure. But basically, I got this so that way I could build this more easily, right? So when I go to build for y'all, but for whatever reason, it's not showing. I can get it to show at certain angles. So as long as I can find a consistent angle, I think I'll be fine, but like, I don't know if there's some setting in here that's messing it up. See, because there, it's gone. So I don't know. I don't know if this will, like, change it. I don't think it will. But it's being weird is what I'm getting at. But you tell it it's center block and then shows that. So I am hoping I can get it sorted where I can get it showing the whole time. So that way I can more easily figure out where I need to place blocks and get that all going for y'all. And I am just unsure. But, like I said, now I can at least go into my base and do... I can do this. We're getting the void floor further along. It looks so horribly dark right now. I don't even have shaders on, do I? Yeah, there's shaders on. I can see it more with shaders on than off. Shaders off, they're gone. You can see little points of it. Shaders on is a little more clear. I do worry that the blocks at the bottom did not matter at all. Like, it's there. It is there. But it is subtle. But yeah, I did a lot of work on that yesterday. Just getting more and more layers of it. I actually, to get down, I moved my way down. It's now over here. Right, so you can see right there. But I've got an entire floor underway, but I ran out of glass, which is why part of why we're not bothering to do more of this. I ran out of glass. I need to do that, and I need to do... It also probably doesn't help that I have the glass resource back on. Oh, no, I have it off. But I need to place more glass... Bucket? I need to place more glass. I need to do more lights. I did clear out by the beam here. Where the beam is going to render. I missed one here. It's not entirely important because when you're in here, you're going to see the beam. But I did this. I cleared out the pillars around it. So that way the beam will always be purple and showing through. Because I want it to show in the void spot I've got. But it's very, very dark in here in general. Ugh, but yeah, it's coming along. It's gonna be harder and harder to see. I think the more I do here, but that's kind of the point. So we're gonna have this, and then we're gonna have another layer and another layer of end rods, and I can do the end rods while I wait for the glass to smelt. So it's not the end of the world. It's just gonna take me a little while, but eventually. People will not be spawning anywhere near this building off that warp pad, probably. They'll probably be spawning all the way down at the other end, which is not even rendering. Oh, no, it is. Those are the buildings. But they'll be spawning way, way down much further. Much more near the end. I can see a big bee, and I can see a Cowdyceps. But yeah, I have so much glass I need smelted. Like, I'm because of the amount I'm making, I am considering putting a second one in. Which I don't think would be too bad. All I would need to do is, like, here, say, this one that's smelting that also goes... I think. I need to look at this. Yeah, this one that's putting smelting into that. I also need to have a hopper... This hopper coming out of it is correct going into that, but I would need... I may not be able to put another smelter in that exact spot because of how I've laid this out without having to climb across this, which I don't really want. I mean, I could put one right here, but it'd be lower. I don't know. But I might need to add another blast furnace to make this faster because the rate at which I'm going through it is not great. Well, wait. I don't need... I'm just trying to think what I need. I could move the double chest over, but then that won't be going in. But if I move the double chest over that way, right? If I move this over one, then that's still being filtered in here. Like, those logs are still going in. I could do another one here. I'm not sure. I'd have to remodel it a bit. I don't think it matters too much because it will fill up. But I just need so much glass. And we're getting there. I've got a lot of purple actually already saved up in these. I've got the blank. I've got this much here. But then I've got a bunch of purple dye as well. And then there's also purple glass in these. So it's not like I don't have anything to keep working right now. It's just a lot of overall things. I need to grab... end rods soon. I think end rods are going to be a big part of my next up thing, is just doing the math on counting where I want all those end rods placed. Because it is a lot of end rods. If I go whoop. Let me go here. I can make plenty, but I got to place them. But yeah, no, it's been a fun stream though, and I appreciate y'all hanging out. I know it got kind of weird because we did have some conflicting schedule stuff today, which happens. Like, it's not a huge deal to me if it's not going, but I appreciate y'all hanging out a lot. So thank you, thank you, thank you. You are all lovely and amazing. Y'all are great. Y'all are fantastic. I'm gonna send you away though, because this has been a long one. I'm gonna send you away to... Let's go bug our friend Kai. Kai is great and kind and will appreciate you, so I'm gonna send you over to Kai. If I do that. Kai is playing Teamfight Tactics, apparently. But I think Kai is actually distracted by a random video on YouTube, which is fine. I'm sure he will appreciate you. So go give Kai some love for me. Go be supportive. Go be wonderful, and I will catch y'all next time. That said, see ya. Love ya. Bye-bye. Also, I'll catch you later tonight.
感じる。コスモを感じるわ。